What's happening? Thanks for joining us again. I'm Chris.
John.
Noah.
And we're looking at a beer from Canada, from Quebec, I believe. I want to be sure. I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, Montreal, Quebec. And this is from Dieu Du Ciel. This is their Solstice D'hiver. It is their barley wine coming in at 10.2% ABV. Yeah, worked real hard in pronouncing the name of the brewery, and I'm pretty sure I probably screwed that up too, but I don't speak French, so bear with me. Anyway, big fan of barley wines.
Barley wines are the house favorite here, so
yeah.
Look for more reviews on barley wines later in the season.
Interesting, it's a twist-off cap.
Ah,
Would not have thought that, and we were thinking you've had this bottle for...
I think in a year and a half to 2 years.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay, so a little bit. And for barley wines, for all intents and purposes, that makes them awesome.
Nice frothy head.
Yeah, got a nice amber color to it.
Yeah, dark amber.
A couple of particles floating around, but not too heavy on the sediment. And it smells like barley wine.
Yeah, relatively cloudy. It's a nice thick kind of, you know, khaki colored head on it.
It's got that nice, robust, sweet, malty nose that's characteristic of most barley wines. Actually, you know, it kind of has that nose of that the Otter Creek 20th anniversary copper.
Did you have that bottle we pulled out? We put in your fridge?
Yes. Definitely is reminiscent of the same
It does.
nose.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely like really like sweet malts, like the caramel, the toffee. So maybe like a touch of like a dark fruit in it.
Yeah, like a heavy cherry or currant or something of that nature.
Yeah, that's real nice smelling.
Here we go.
Ooh, cheers.
It's got a lot of flavor.
It's got a lot of booze still in it.
Booze. You're getting no. I think it's not prevalent. I think it's definitely a darker, maltier flavor. It's like a dark caramel.
There's still a booze nature to it though.
There's a little bit of a dark fruit, but it's got a very like I just want to call it like a dark flavor. But it almost has a touch of, I want to say, licorice in it, which is something that I've never tasted in a barley wine before.
You get a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Licorice anise in the back.
Yeah.
There.
I mean, it's very slight. It's not overpowering or overwhelming. But it's enough to make it very interesting. I definitely feel like this one leans more towards the English style.
Yeah, it is drier.
It's drier, it's more malt heavy.
Yeah, that sweetness that the American style.
Yeah, there's no real hoppiness to speak of. There's
no, it's really, really sweet up front and then just kind of mellows out to a real dry finish.
It's definitely unique in the barley wines that I've tasted. It's definitely not one that is, I wouldn't characterize this as this is a type English or American style. It does lean towards English style, but you get that slight anise bit at the end, not the full-on licorice flavor, but the hints there. It's very, very dry in the finish. Your tongue just kind of puckers up a little bit.
Yeah, I think, but overall, I think those flavors really blend well. It still has plenty of carbonation. It's got a like medium to heavy mouthfeel. You know,
and
it's
I was saying before, the booziness, it's not that sharp booziness where like, oh, that's all I can taste is heavy alcohol in a beer. It's noticeable, but again, with that dryness, it gets sucked right out. So it's very well balanced.
Yeah, and this is something I could definitely see getting some more of to put away. Where did this even come from?
Pretty sure it came from Ryan and Casey's in Greenfield.
Down in Mass, okay.
Greenfield, Mass, yeah.
Alright, so that might be actually a good place to look for some more of this.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to try a more English style because the prevalent barley wines in this house are the American style. We really like them, the 12, 14 percenters, but it's really interesting to try something that's this dry in the end.
Yeah. I'm noticing it's like somewhere like in that middle of the mouthfeel there seems to be a more prevalent dark fruit note coming out.
Yes.
Between the toffee
It's
and
not
the anise.
Not quite a raisin. It's not that.
Yeah.
Not because the raisin kind of lends itself more towards a more malty deepness.
Yeah.
Or
But
between
maybe,
a cherry. And
yeah,
a
kind of like maybe a dried cranberry, like a craisin, how they dry out and they kind of get that sweetness, maybe somewhere in there. It's definitely not a fresh fruit flavor. It's definitely, I'd say, something that's more dry fruit.
Concentrated.
Yeah, very concentrated and just a darker sugar.
It's almost like giving me, like, right now, almost like a pear. Like a...
I can see where you're
sugary
coming
pear.
from.
Almost. Yeah.
I don't know
Nope.
if pear is quite right.
I gotta say, I'm impressed by this.
Yeah, it's definitely,
You know, it's unique in its build. I haven't had anything like this before. I'm really enjoying it. I'm pissed that it's just an 11.2 ounce bottle.
11.5.
11.5 because
it's the only one we have.
it's the only one we have, and Mass is kind of far at this hour because
But
we're
most-
like beer review number 5 tonight.
Right. Most certainly, if you are a barley wine fan and you want to try something that's kind of blurs the line between American, leaning towards the English dry style, with some unique flavor character, dark fruits, little anise, I would highly recommend this one. It's definitely a very unique character.
Yeah. So overall, I'm giving this, you know, a really impressive beer. I'm liking it a lot. So with that, we're gonna try to fight over like the 4 ounces left in the bottle. Hope you're enjoying something as well, and see you
Cheers.
next time. Cheers.
Cheers.